So tell our viewers about how what you told me this morning about there was a load that you would actually, if you took it, you'd be actually going in the whole 30 cents per mile.
Yeah, so with the inflation and everything right now, it's costing right around $2.40 a mile for me to operate and make a profit. And so the profit part of it isn't so much me putting money in the bank, it's for maintenance and stuff like that. So you got to be able to have a profit. You got to be able to pay your bills at home. You got to be able to survive. You got to be able to buy parts for your truck. You got to be able to pay your insurance. You got to be able to pay for your fuel. So there's all that combined. So everything combined, it takes about $2.40, 47 cents a mile, roundabout somewhere around there, for me to make a profit in driving. And so if I'm not making $2.47 a mile, then I'm losing money. I'm losing ground, and I'm determined to fail if I don't make $2.47 a mile. So, and that's all miles. So that's not just my miles going out. So the way it works, you always make your money going out because you never know what you're going to get coming back. So with your deadhead miles and whatever you're bringing back, all miles total need to come out round about $2.47 a mile. So if all your miles combined doesn't come out to $2.47 a mile, then for me, I would be losing ground. Now, there might be some of you out there that can do it for less than that. I'm not exactly sure, but I got at least, all my operational costs has to be at least $2.47 a mile for all miles. If not, then I'm losing ground. And so when I do my math, and if I can't figure $2.47 a mile for a round trips and going out, deadheading wherever I got to go, 200, 300 miles to load, and then taking the load there, and then deadheading 200, 300, 400, 500 miles to go get another load, and then coming all the way back, and then deadheading back to the house from there. If it doesn't all come out to $2.47 a mile, now you're thinking about all that. That means you got to make way better than $2.47 a mile for you to come out for $2.47 a mile. That's exactly right. So I've been operating for around $4.30 a mile, and right now freight's around $3 somewhere in there a mile right now. It's anywhere from $2.80 to $3.80. So if I book a load at $3.80, 20% of that's going to come off. So it's going to be $3.60 a mile. And then that will immediately start breaking down for all deadhead miles. So I got a deadhead 250 miles. So that brings down your mileage. Then when you unload, you got a deadhead. That's going to bring down your mileage. Then when you're on your rate coming back, it's always really crappy coming back. And so that's why your mileage drops down. You got to know what your bottom dollar is, because when you're driving a truck and you're making less than what it takes to operate that truck and provide for your family, then you might as well just park it. And and that's where I'm at. I've had my truck parked out there for a month, and it may be parked for the rest of the year if I don't get out by the end of this week. Yeah, so
Quite literally a month. You came home on November the 2nd, and this is December the 5th. So when you say a month, I'm quite literally a month now.
yeah, and so the person that I work with, her rates are better than anybody on the load board. There's nobody on the load board that can put up with what she puts up. She's really fair, real decent human being. She's not out to rob me. And she might rob you, but she's not out to rob me.
Yeah, you've been working with her for how long?
A couple of years now.
So y'all kind of actually have a good professional working relationship.
Well, it started out where she couldn't get anybody to haul anything to Bozeman up there during the wintertime, and they were getting 60 to 100 mile an hour winds and 2, 3, 4 foot of snow. And they were getting loads booked up and couldn't get rid of them. And I'd called her up, and I sit here and watch the rates just go up, 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 up. And it got got up to like $7,000, and that was right at $5 a mile. And I said, well, I'll move it for $5 a mile. And that's when I met her. I called her. I said, oh, I'll take that load for $5 a mile. So all winter I hauled loads for between $4 and $5 a mile for her going up there. And she knew that I wasn't afraid of no snow, wasn't afraid of that stuff. And there was a time I used to be, but I had driven in it for so long, for so many years. It's just another day at the office. The only bad thing about it is it's really hard on your eyes, and it does eat up a little bit more time than driving on dry road. But it's all about just taking it easy, being smooth, and watching every move you make, and always keeping a lot of space. Don't let traffic get around you. If you have to slow down, then slow down. Just let it go. The more likely the reason why you're going to get in an accident is because you're not paying attention, you're in a hurry, you're making hasty moves, and you get around other traffic. So, just keep lots of space and take it easy, man. And,
I did hear her say that even though her rates are not as high as they have been, that she still makes every effort to take care of the driver, the owner operator.
Yeah, and then whatever's on the board, I can usually get a few $100s more out of her.
But she has to make money too, so.
Well, yeah, she has to feed her family, So.
Right, so she has to kind of do what she can and play with the rates that are being offered also.
But like I was talking to her about a load, the very same load that she hauled. I hauled for her. I knew that I would have hauled it for her. And then I seen it posted on the board for like 46, and I called him up and then I said, I'll haul it for this because this is what I usually haul that same load for. She said, oh no. Well, she couldn't get it moved, and the next day I called her and I said, she says, yeah, and I said, this is blah blah blah, and I said, I'll haul that load for the same price, and she said, okay, I'll do that. So, but anyway, it was $2,000 more than what it was posted for on the board. And so the reason why I brought that up is like I was saying, she says, well, all these loads are not exactly what you can haul them for. You can negotiate them up. And I said, yeah, you can negotiate them up. But who in their rightful mind thinks that they can negotiate a load up $2,000?
Right, exactly.
And that's what I did with that Landstar agent. I bid her up $2,000, and she says, "Oh, okay," but and nobody thinks that they can bid somebody up $2,000, So, but if you look at the load boards and you know what them loads are going for, and somebody's got it for $2,000 less, you say, "Hey, man, I'll move it for $2,000." That's $2,000 you're trying to pocket.
Right. Well, I'm so thankful that you have at least one decent freight broker that you can trust.
Well, it's on this run. So me running out west. So you remember back when I used to run down to Florida, there was a particular person I worked with too. She was like an older woman.
Right.
But it wasn't her. The problem was it was like this. The load went on rail.
Right.
So you remember how they put that
yes,
on rail?
you lost that because they stopped with the trucks and put it on the train.
I used to run down to Jacksonville, Florida. I did that for 3 years?
You did that for quite some time.
With the White Pete. So I ran that for 3 years. I would just run down to Jackson, then I'd go over to whatever that is, where the port was over there in the next state.
But then they changed it to railroad.
Yeah, they put it on rail.
Right.
So, and then after that, we haven't worked together because that's basically all she worked with was that. And then there was when I used to run out to Reno, Nevada, I worked with that particular agent, and I always got a better rate than everybody else, and we worked together for how many years did I run the Reno run?
Well, several.
So, and so that's what you do. You get that's the way I am. I get on a run. I get on a run and I want to study that run because it's really hard to study the whole nation and run the market, the whole nation, and just running at random. But when you get on a particular run to a certain area, to the northwest, to the mid-east, you kind of learn the market, you know.
Right.
So.
And isn't it ironic that I have my wallet out?
Why is that ironic?
Because of what you were saying.
About making money?
Yes.
Oh, you gotta get ready for school in a little bit. So, well, all right, Stephen. I think that maybe our viewers have learned a little bit more about the situation that we're in and why the truck has been parked for a month.